Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all the honors, the praises, the glory to Yahweh by Sham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Muharakak, Wadash, and the honors to the apostles that are in the Holy Spirit, and to the hopeful elect across the globe, and to the very few brothers and sisters that are listening and learning in the hopes of being saved. All right. And this lesson, we're just going to flow with the Spirit. I just thought I'd go into a place that's a bit more secluded. We don't want to be in flight mode, but sometimes get away from all that craziness, man. Right? Like I told you, they're running a predatory operation. I told you that already, bro. Imagine being born into a world like that. Imagine that, man. Better off dead. Imagine being born into a world like that. We're going to let these scriptures come out. This is 2 Peter 3. And we're going to jump straight to verse 5. And spare not the old world, but save Noah, the eighth person, the preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. So guess what? Guess what there was? A flood upon the ungodly. Who were the ungodly? Those that are living ungodly, those that are not repenting, they're the ungodly. So the Lord brought a flood upon them. Why? Because their asses were wicked. That's why. Because their asses were wicked. And it says, Baba Kishore, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overflow. Sodom and Gomorrah is still here today, but it's here as it's sulfur. You can go there today, you could take a flight there, and you can crush the sulfur with your hands. That's what you can do. All right? So Sodom and Gomorrah was an example of how not to live. There's a reason why these things happen. Don't live like that. You live like that. These are the consequences. Sulfur. I think it was sulfur what? Sulfur dioxide or something? And condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly. Key thing, live ungodly. Key thing. That's an example of how not to live. Bro, I don't want to follow what these people are doing because I know that leads to death. That leads to death. Oh, dang stalkers now. I'm seeing the... This man's good. Yeah, it is. See, you got to use wisdom when you're doing this, man. Maneuver around, man. And it says, making them an example unto those that should after live ungodly. So it was the example of how not to live. The Lord can do that, make an example out of you, man. Right? And wickedness that you're doing. You know how they try to make an example out of us because we don't want to join no demonic ass cult. So they try to make an example out of you like you're missing out on something. We're not missing out on nothing, excuse me. We're not missing out on nothing. What are we missing out on? What is there that we're missing out on? They have to walk around in circles. They have to walk around, they have to drive around in circles all day. And they get gift cards and a few other things they get given. Is that the life you really want to live? I might not have much. You might not have much. But at least you have the truth. At least you have freedom. At least you have liberty, which they're trying to stop. They don't want you having that liberty. They don't want you having that joy. But we have it. And yeah, we got to realize we're limited. We are limited. But once you realize you're limited, that's when Yahawashi and the Father, Yahweh, can come in and deal with you and give you what you need. Of course, yeah, you got to admit you're limited. So that's where Yahawashi comes in and gives you what you need when you admit that. But this ain't no competition. I have nothing to prove to anyone. Nothing. Right? I'm going to do my own thing. You can do your own thing. You stay over there. Don't come over here. You stay over there. Unless you're ready to conform to these scriptures. and deliver just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. Vexed. Vexed. Lot was vexed. He was angry. The filthy conversations people are having. You hear what comes out of these people's mouth when they speak? Nothing but evil. I can see why King David said, I wish I had wings so I could just fly. Fly away to another location. And the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations. This is all a temptation. He knows how to deliver. We got to listen. The Lord will deliver. He's done it many times. He will deliver us out of temptation. We're being tempted on all levels, some more than others. And yeah, there's a price on my head as well in the spiritual realm. If you didn't know, right? There's a price on my head in the spiritual realm. And it says Baba Kishore. And he knows how to deliver he knows how to deliver, right? Out of what Lot, vexed with the conversation of the wicked. Vexed, what vexed? In a righteous way, what vexed, man? Vexed with the wickedness we see. I want Yahawashi to come back. We just gotta be patient, man. Wisdom, Solomon said, wisdom, with much wisdom is much grief. Why are you grieved? Because you're able to see the wickedness that happens in society. That's gonna grieve you. That's gonna grieve your spirit. Right? That's gonna grieve your spirit. You know what I'm saying? It's grieving, man. But that's why we gotta balance ourselves out when we're out here, man. And vex for the righteous man dwelling among them. Key thing, righteous man dwelling. Some brothers, we have war in certain cities, certain towns, where you could be living in a town, there's nothing but just cult members, death cults. I mean, we have to, I don't want to say tolerate their wickedness, but be around that. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the just, the godly out of temptations, and reserve the unjust until the day of judgment to be punished. They're going to be punished. Brothers, don't get it twisted, man. If you're living righteous, continue to try to live righteous. If you're living wickedly, well, you're just going to get destroyed, man. It's simple as that. You can't serve two masters. You will love one and you will hate the other. I'm serving Yahawashi. And yeah, there is going to be a bit of pain. There is going to be a bit of suffering, but what would you rather? I got something. Wow. Wow. This is like a nightmare. It's like a bad dream. Like a bad dream I want to wake up out of. The scripture says that we were like those that once dreamed. This is like one dream you want to just wake up out of. This ain't gonna be like this forever. It's not gonna be like this forever. So we went to that Baba Kishar. And this is why the Lord's gonna do a cleansing. I want to go to Ezekiel. This is why the Lord's gonna do a cleansing, man. Of this stuff. It needs to happen. It needs to. They need to go. And I want to throw a few things out there as well. You thought I never caught on, right? You thought I never caught on to what was going on, right? Let me tell you something. We were being watched. I can't speak for all. I'm speaking about those that have a light, those that have an anointing. You were being watched before any of this covert stuff happened. You were being studied. Your family dynamic, what you do, you were being watched. And there were certain things going on, and I pick up on things. I might as well just mention it. Guess what was done. This what was said, which it wasn't true. You were useless, right? And there was a time, there was a time limit, right? There was basically there was a deadline, right? And the deadline was based on me changing. But hold on a minute. If you watch my videos, and this ain't about me, if you watch my videos carefully, look from, and guess what? I had old channel. They cut that channel. If you see my videos from long time till now, you will see the progress. I don't even look the same. I don't even act the same. I don't even have the same people around me. Nobody else can tell my story. There was a deadline. There was a deadline. Someone said, well, we're going to see if he changes. Bro, the change has already been made. Be changed by the renewing of your mind. It's already been made. So listen, there was money put on me. People, listen, witches, I want to tell you the truth. There was witch covens that tried to take me out. And they're mad because it never happened. It never happened. There was a deadline, man. There was a deadline. I was living in Croydon. Apparently, I was supposed to die in Croydon, apparently. There was a deadline. These are witches. These are witch covens, man. So this means, this is prior to me knowing about any of this, I was being watched from a certain period of time. And to certain people, what I was doing, it wasn't enough. To them, it wasn't enough. Nah, that's useless. That's not enough. That's whatless and this and that. That's not enough. Bro, I have nothing to prove. I'm serving Yahawashi. That's why I said these people, listen. This is why when you hear things happening to people, don't be surprised. When you hear things happening to people in high positions or lower down, don't be surprised. I never knew all this was going on to the extent now. I'm only seeing these things now. As gradually, as time goes on, you're able to see what the fuck was going on. There was deals, people were in rooms, people were talking about you in rooms you never even, in rooms. The Lord was protecting us from things we never saw. It's just it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in. One thing at a time. You know what I'm saying? I'm connecting all the dots together. I'm just connecting all the dots, everything that's happened. And now when you look back, right, because over time, you know, when you move forward, when you look back and when you cut the grass, now you're able to see, oh my gosh, that was going on. There was a lot of bullying. There was a lot of ganging up, which, because you're strong, that was happening. There's still a lot of things they're not telling you. That's why they're always coming up with a new narrative. When they see me, they have the phone, and they was think, what are they hiding? I tell you what they're hiding. They tried to set me up. They tried to set me up. That's why you're under surveillance, because their whole thing is, well, we have to make him we have to make him useless. How do you make someone useless? You're demonic. You're demonic. You're demonic. We have to make him useless. So the whole point of them being everywhere you are is so they can see everything you're doing. Everything you're doing. Therefore, they can render you useless and just get you out of here. That's what happened. That I'm telling you, that's what happened. I'm telling my testimony. And this is 4 years, 5 years back. Here it is, me minding my own business, reading the scriptures, and out of nowhere, a group of people just come for you. Which is all rooted in, listen, it's all Satan. That's all. I'm not the only one. So this ain't a pity party. Just telling my testimony. Telling the testimony, man. These were some witch covens, man. I know what I saw. I know what happened, man. Like, whoa. And they're still at it. To this day, they're still at it. Still at it. All praises to Yahweh. All praises to Yahweh by Sham, Yahawashi, for looking after me, man. I still deal with it to this day, as you can see. Years on. And don't tell me about, change and useless. Don't come to me with no useless talk. And if you're gonna come to me with my face with that talk and see where you end up. Talking about useless, bro. Bro, the change, bro. That can't be done, bro. Actions speak louder than words, man. I've come a long way, whole long way. I've matured in this truth. Why? Through the experiences I've been through. I don't even tell you half of the stuff I've been through. I don't even tell you half of the stuff because I don't want to. It's not for everybody to know. Certain things are for the kingdom. What good is a testimony if you can't tell your testimony? What good is it? You're given a testimony so you can share it with others. I want to go to Ezekiel 9 and 4. Right? Just stay over there, man. I don't want no part of you, man. Just stay over there. Unless you're coming with humility and you're willing to listen and, hear these scriptures. Ezekiel 9 and 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city. And this is a mark of the righteous. And guess what they tried to do as well? This is so serious, bro. You wouldn't even believe it. I know some of you are thinking, what makes you so special? Why would a whole group of a satanic kingdom, why would they come after this one person? Because they tried to make you their scapegoat. They tried to make you their sacrifice. They wanted you to be their... That's what they're not telling you, bro. This is so deep. They wanted you to be their sacrifice. When Yahawashi was the sacrifice for our sins already. They tried to put all them sins upon you to turn you mad. That's what Freemasonry is. Freemasonry, no accountability, narcissism. Let's put all of our sins on this, what do they call it in the scriptures? Scapegoat. This is why you have people losing their flipping minds. That's Freemasonry. So even with some of these people's tactics, when you see them talking about you and they're having conversations, they're on the phone, these are strangers. They're pushing demonic energy out concerning you. All praises to Yahawashi that we're still here. You're supposed to be here. He wants you here so you can tell these testimonies and you can share it with others. Monitoring spirits, high-level witches sent from abroad with suitcases from abroad to come over here and try to do spell work upon me. This is so real. You wouldn't even... We're talking about newscasters. You know the newscasters are presenters, broadcasters? Bro, this is so deep. So deep. We're going to get back to the scriptures. Ezekiel 9 and 4, the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Key thing, that sigh and cry. So we're supposed to be sighing and crying for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. There's so many, I've mentioned them already. And it's not we're perfect by our own cause. We fall short in the flesh. For all the abominations. So what are they? Then you need to ask yourself, well, what are the abominations that are in the earth today? Then you need to read Revelations. Let's go to that, Baba Kishar. And that mark is the mark of Tawah. It's a mark of exemption from judgment. So there's certain men and women upon the earth, they have a mark of exemption from wicked judgment. They have that mark upon them. And guess what? Satan can see that mark upon them. If you're of the elect, nobody can stop you from being of the elect. Whew. I just needed to get out here. I feel better already just getting out here, man. Man, you don't know what brothers be dealing with. And others, he said, in mine hearing, go after him through the city and smite, let not your eyes spare, neither have pity. This is an angel being told to do this. An angel to the others that don't have this mark. Go out and smite. Means kill. So there's angels out here. Their whole purpose is to kill those that don't have that mark of exemption. I need to slow down. Sometimes I'm rushing. Hello there. Hi. So that's what I need to do, Mama Kusha. They're pretty. You know, they send the honey pots as well. Come and listen, baby. They send the honey, but she doesn't like me too, my baby. She looks very angry, baby. But that's what we need to do. Smite. So there's angels, right? You get ready to smite. Smite people, slay people out here. Serious. You know, there's angels in the unseen realm. There's angels right now. You got good angels and you got angels on the left hand side. The summoning, you know, all the summoning that's being done to certain brothers, that's wicked people trying to summon dark energies, dark spirits to attack us. That's why it's so important to get out here as well. And don't be in the midst of too many people as well. Because they try to do that circle rubbish around you, hex you and all that. Get away from all that, man. You got to find time for yourself as well and mind clarity, man. Ezekiel 9, where was we, Baba Kusha? 5. And let not your eyes spare, neither have pity. Slay, you're not going to like this. Slay utterly old. You hear that? You hear that? You hear that? Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Can you hear it, baby? And it's see, you know, sometimes you got to play the game back with them. That's what it is. Let's go there. See, they don't like it. See, they taunt people, they mess with people, but when you give it to them back, they can't take it. They can't take it, man. If you giving it, you got to be able to take that, man. Go to Ezekiel 9, Baba Kusha, and 6. Slay utterly old. So the angels, they don't care if you're old. They don't care if you're in a care home. Old and young. Oh my God, it said young. Young. From babies to 12 years. This is the Bible I'm reading from, basically. I know it sounds very radical. That's why you have to have a strong mind. These are the angels that are going to do this. Just like in the time of Egypt, what would happen? You would have to put the blood on the lintel or the doorpost. You would have to do that. Because if the blood wasn't on the lintel or the doorpost, them angels would slay you. And it says, Baba Kusha, and women stay utterly old and young, both maids and little children. And women, you got a wife, your woman might get taken out. But come not near any man, not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. It says, in whom is the mark? So, Lord willing, we have that mark of exemption upon us. That's exemption from judgment. Okay. See, you know what they went and done? Instead of walking around here, they just walked right around the back. These are predators. We might touch upon that. Right? And these people, they will also try to turn your family against you, man. Keep these people away from you, man. And yeah, you put curses upon them. Forget the prayers. Put curses upon them, man. These people try to turn your family against you. These people are trying to infiltrate your family as well, if you let them, right? And it says, Baba Kusha, begin at my sanctuary, then begin at the ancient men which before the house. So really, it starts with us that know this truth. We got a big responsibility on our heads. Let me just check the battery. Okay, 24%. It wasn't fully charged today, right? So them angels, they're gonna get busy, sigh and cry. So when it comes to abominations, don't just sometimes you become what do you call it? Sensitized. You know what the enemy tries to do? Sensitize you to evil. So it's just, I've heard people say, well, gays and transgenders and the Pizzagate and all that. Well, I work with one, yeah, and then bro. You don't want to become sensitized to that where you're just accepting anything. Yeah, bro, wake up. Back in the 90s, not even just in the 90s, back when I was growing up, in my teens, there were certain things that weren't acceptable. And I'm a 90s, 80s baby, by the way. 90s, 80s baby. You know what I'm saying? I was a 1980s baby. But there were certain things that were not acceptable, even in my generation. If you acted a certain way, if you acted too effeminate, you would get slapped up for that. You had to be a man. And this is when I was growing up. How more so in the 90s? How more so in the 1800s? But men are becoming more effeminate as well. And society is sexualized, highly sexualized. Every advert, there's something that's being promoted which is being sexualized. Then you type on it and it's like, hold on a minute, it's like an orgy party. One big orgy party. What else is there to say? What else is there to say? The Lord's put me through that fire and he's got me out the other side every single time. Acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Every time he gets me on the other side of that fire. That's how you become purified, brothers. That's how you become purified. That's how. But you have to go through it. And it's not nice. Should we bring that out? Let's bring that out. Excuse me just a minute. Let's bring that out. Nobody said this would be easy. No one said it would be easy. And guess what? My growing up, my childhood, which I don't want to talk about myself, but I'm saying so I can share this with others. I was what you call, what's the word? A bit, you say handicapped, if that's the right word. Arrested. Have you ever heard of something called arrested development? No one really had the patience to really take the time to teach me anything. In school, I wouldn't say I was the most smartest, but it took me time to learn things. And once I learned it, even the teachers would always say that they put me in like a special class. And a special class is not for people that are stupid. It's for them children that learn differently. So they learn slightly differently. They're unique. Right? But I was always taught, well, no, he's a bit slow. And that's what I was taught back then. But then you find that as time you get it, you're not that. So where was I going with this? Yeah, I needed more time to get something done. So it took me a time to learn. But as soon as I learned, as soon as I got something, that was it. The teachers would always say that. Yeah, he's a bit of a slow learner. He's slow. But once he gets it, that's it. Now look, bro, nothing's impossible with me. So from a young age, you're being conditioned to believe certain things about yourself as well. This world is mad. Mad, man. Mad. They tell you from 7 years old, that's the most important years of your life. And the teachers, they do what's it? An analysis of you, what you're gonna be like when you're older, just by how you act when you're younger. But that don't determine anything. Don't determine nothing, man. See what else we can get, Baba Kishon. We could do all things through Yahawashi that strengthens us. All things. Let me just pause this. Yeah, the reason I paused it, because when people walk past, sometimes they record you. Sometimes they gossip about you to other people. I don't know these people. They're strangers to me, man. Strangers, man. Got the plane stalking us as well. Got the airline stalking us, man. See us. I like it. See, look at the difference when I'm here. About 3 or 4 people have went past. That's all. You don't have a whole load of people walking past me with demonic spirits upon them. I keep saying, separate yourself, heal yourself, man. This is the journey of healing. How can you heal yourself? You can't heal in chaos all the time, can you? How can you heal yourself when you got people walking past you with demonic spirits upon them, looking at the ground? You can't heal yourself like that. Get away from them, man. They don't want the best for you. They don't want what's right for you. Yahawashi does. Speaking of that, let's go to Jeremiah. Now let's get some good scripture. Come on now. We're gonna go to Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah 18 and hold on. 18. I have good thoughts for you. I can't find it right now. I know it's 18 or 17. I know the thoughts I have towards you, thoughts of good to prosper you and not to harm you and to give you, I'm paraphrasing it, an expected end, an expected good for you. The Lord wants good things for us. To prosper. Prosper is a blessing. But it's the gatekeepers and certain people in positions of power. They don't want you to have them blessings, but they can't stop them blessings. Read Revelations, what, in 2 or 3? I have an open door. I have an open door for you and no man can shut it. I open it and no man can shut it. Because that has but a little strength. Key thing, a little strength. Here comes more perps now. That has a little strength. There we go. Mm-hmm. 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 You know what I'm saying? So we have strength. So we got to push through. So once the Lord opens that door, no one can shut it. Right? The gatekeepers, the masons and all that, they can't shut them doors that the Lord has opened for us. Now they can prevent things depending on the sway and the pulling power they have and the financial gain, but they cannot stop what the Lord has for us. Whatever the Lord has for you, that belongs to you. They can't stop that. I just thought I'd pan the camera that way, just so to get that on camera. Bear with me. You know what I'm saying? Sick. Bear with me. Sick. Bear with me. So, I mean, listen, we got to just, brothers, to stay focused and focus on your Yahawashi. There's something great for you. What are they trying to stop? You need to ask yourself that. We're going to get into scriptures. What are they trying to stop? There's something within you. There has to be something within you that they're trying to stop. Because then you wouldn't have this. Every corner you turn, it's like, trying to stop. What are they trying to stop? That would mean they would see it before you see it. Herod saw it. King Herod saw it with the Messiah, right? King of Egypt saw it with the firstborn of Israel in that time. That's why he said, kill every firstborn. Just leave the women. Joseph, they saw it. These men, Daniel, Abednego, Shadrach, these men, they were favored in somebody else's kingdom. Yeah, you could be in captivity and the Lord Yahawashi shows you favor. Let's go to Daniel's. It's that favor. Why do you think people inconvenience you? Why do you think people make things so much harder for you? It's like we got to work 10 times harder than the average people. Right? Oh, another one of them. Pan the camera. Another one of them walking past now. So it's like we got to work. I got to work 10, 20 times harder just because you're favored in some way. So let's go to Daniel's now. Baba Kishore. Let's show the favor that Daniel had as well. This is Daniel 6. Baba Kishore, Baba Kishore, Baba Kishore. Right? And the favor he had, man. Why are you looking at me like that for, man? For. Boom. So the favor that Daniel had. This is what these idiots do, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, walk past him. Yeah, look at all the perps now. So let's go to Daniel 6. Bro, you're not going to change the narrative, man. The Lord's already... Listen, you're not going to... I don't care what you do. You could try and gaslight us. You're not going to change the narrative. The elect are the elect. Right? Alright, let's go. Alright, this is Daniel 6. It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom. And over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first. And the princes might give accounts unto them, and the king should have no damage. So in whose kingdom was it? it was Xerxes. I think it was Xerxes or Cyrus's kingdom, Darius's kingdom. Daniel was set over all the other what princes in that time, right? You see, they were trying to distract me. You see what I'm saying? And it says, Baba Kashar, these people, they ain't got nothing going for them. They ain't got nothing. These are these are adults. These are supposed to be adults. We're gonna get back to it. These are supposed to be adults. They ain't got nothing going for them. We do. They're trying to stop you from fulfilling your purpose with Yahawashi. That's all they're trying to stop. Don't let them get in your way. You gotta live life to the fullest. You have to live life to the fullest, man. Because then you're gonna have regrets. And when I mean to the fullest, I mean in the scriptures. Let's go back to this. And then this Daniel was preferred above all the presidents and princes because an excellent spirit was in him. He had an excellent spirit, man. Excellent. You know what I'm saying? It's the Lord that gives you an excellent spirit. You know what I'm saying? And that's somewhere in Proverbs. Hold on just a minute. Hold on. We're going to go back to that. I'm looking for something in Proverbs. Woo! Hey, heavy. This is Proverbs 17 and 26. I found it. 27. He that have knowledge spareth his words, and a man of understanding is of an excellent spirit. A man of understanding. Excellent spirit. So Daniel had great understanding, great wisdom. In order for you to be useful, as they would say, right, you would have to have a form of wisdom to be useful in someone else's kingdom. I know I'm useful. Nobody can tell me I'm useless because I'm not believing that. That's the devil's lie. You ain't gonna come around me with that nonsense. Maybe you are, not me, right? The Lord's given me talents, and I use them talents to the best of my ability, right? See what else we got now. Daniel 6. And where was we? And the king thought to set him over his whole realm. The whole entire realm. Darius set him over the whole entire realm. Why? Because he knew Daniel was a man that could be trusted. He was a man of wisdom. He wasn't brutish. He wasn't carnal. We're going to shut off soon. And check this out. This is when the plot against Daniel, then the presidents and the princes sought to find occasion. This sounds similar. Doesn't this sound similar to you? Sought to find occasion. So, hold on. Because he was promoted, now they wanted to find an occasion where they can plot against him and set him up. You see how people are? You see how people are when there's favor on your life? Hold on. Read these scriptures, man. You see how people are? Bad minds. Evil. And Rendis Daniel was preferred above all the presidents. And it says, hold on. But they could find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could not find none occasion nor fault. So they were looking. Yeah, obviously they were gang stalking Daniel. Yeah, let's see if we can find this. Let's see if we can find that. For as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him. Then said these men, we shall not find any occasion against this Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his God. So they knew, hold on, we can't find none. Now we're gonna have to do it according to the Bible that he's reading. When these presidents and princes assembled together to the king and said thus unto him, King Darius live forever. And all the presidents of the kingdom and governors and princes and counselors and captains have consulted together to establish a royal statute and make a firm decree that whosoever shall ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days, save of thee, O king, he shall be cast into the den of lions. So they went behind his back. I said, well, hold on. They must have knew that, obviously, Daniel was a praying man. So they used that against him concerning his law. So that these were it says, right? The sheriffs, everybody got together. No, O king, established the decree and signed the writing that it might not might not change, according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which altereth not. Wherefore King Darius signed the writing and decree. Now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house and his windows being open in his chamber toward Jerusalem, he kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day. Prayer is so important. And prayed and gave thanks before his power as he did aforetime. Then these men assembled and found Daniel praying, making supplication before his power. See, gang stalking. That Daniel was being gang stalked. Then they came there and spake before the king concerning the king's decree. Hast thou not signed a decree? And every man that shall ask a petition for any god or man within 30 days, save of thee, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions. The king answered and said, the thing is true according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which altereth not. When answered they and said before the king that Daniel, which is of the children of captivity of Judah, regardeth not thee, O king, nor the decree that thou hast signed, but maketh his petition 3 times a day. Then the king, when he had heard these words, was sore displeased with himself, and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him, and he labored till the going down of the sun to deliver him. He couldn't do it. Why? Because he signed that decree. Then these men assembled unto the king and said unto the king, know, O king, that the law of the Medes and Persians, that is, that no decree nor statute which the king established may be changed. Then the king commanded, they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, thy God whom thy servest continually, he will deliver thee. So he never really meant to do that. He was pushed into doing it. You see how people are. Just like with Pontius Pilate didn't want to execute Yahawashi. He was pushed into doing that by other people. Then the king commanded, they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, thy God whom thou servest continually, he will deliver thee. And the stone was brought and laid upon the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet, and with the signet of the lords of his lords, that the purpose might not be changed concerning Daniel. Then the king went to his palace and passed the night fasting, neither were instruments of music brought before him, and his sleep went from him. So the king was worried. Then the king arose very early in the morning and went in haste unto the den of lions. And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel. And the king spake and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living power, is thy power, who thou servest, continually able to deliver thee from the lions? Then said Daniel unto the king, O live, O king, live forever. My power hath sent his angel and hath shut the lions' mouths, and they have not hurt me. For as much as before him, innocency was found in me, and also before thee, O king, have done no hurt. Then was the king exceedingly glad for him, and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, because he believed in his power. And the king commanded that they brought those men which had accused Daniel, and they cast them into the den of lions, their children and their wives, and the lions had the mastery of them. In other words, ate them up, man, and break their bones in pieces, whatever came at the bottom of the den. So guess what? The people that were accusing Daniel, them, their children, their wives, chucked into that pit. So how more so for you brothers that are in this truth sincerely? Trust in the Lord Yahawashi. Keep striving for that perfection, and the Lord's going to do the rest. Hope this was edifying. I'm going to shut off here, and I want to give all honors and praises to Yahweh, by Sham, Yahawashi, by Hasham, Mahavakak, Badash. And until the next time, Shalom.